What's going on, everybody? This is Andrew from Saltbound. So tomorrow is the start of American red snapper season in federal waters, and I was going through my tackle making sure I had everything set up and good to go, and I realized that I was running low on some bank sinkers, and that's one of my preferred ways to fish for American red snapper or grouper is to use a mutton rig. So since I was running low and I didn't really want to run to the store, I've got lead and I've actually got the mold in the garage. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to melt down some of this lead and we're going to make some bank sinkers at home, save some money. Alright, so instead of using a smelter, what I use is this cast iron skillet and a turkey cooker. So whenever you're melting lead, you want to make sure you're doing it outside. It puts off some really nasty fumes. So I'm going to go ahead and get this started and get the skillet put on. And once it starts coming up to temperature, I'll start putting the lead in, and we'll watch it go ahead and break down and liquefy, and then we'll start pouring the mold. Alright, so I've got the skillet on, and then I've got the mold. So I set the mold, so this is aluminum mold, I set it on the edge to preheat it. So when you're pouring lead, you want to make sure that the mold that you're pouring it into is warmed up. That way it follows the contour of the mold, and you don't get any air pockets, and you get a solid pour. Alright, so I went ahead and added a 1 pound lead ingot to the skillet. So as the skillet heats up, it'll heat up the bottom of the lead, and once it starts to run, then I'll add a couple more 1 pound ingots. This lead is already broken down and it's already got all the impurities pulled out of it, so it should pour really easy and we should get some really nice solid sinkers. Alright, so that lead's really starting to run right now. We got that 1 pound ingot going, so I'm going to go ahead and add another one. Alright, so we've got the lead all melted down and the mold is all heated up. So whenever you're going to move the skillet from the turkey cooker, you want to make sure you have a wet rag, something you can put on the handle, something that will cool it down, and leather gloves. If you don't, then you're going to burn yourself pretty bad. So it always pays to take a little bit of time to do this and do it safely. So we're going to go ahead and move it up to the table. And we're going to get this, going to wrap it around. We're going to turn the heat down a little bit. Off, and we're going to pick it up, set that down for just a second, and what we're going to do is we're going to pour it in, set that down, it's a little warm. Back in. All right, so you want to give this about 5 minutes to cool and solidify. That way when you go and break the mold, everything's there, everything's filled in, and it's given it a chance to cool down and it doesn't stick to the mold. All right, so we got our first pour done and we've got about a pound of lead that's left in the bottom of the skillet. And it's solidified, so what we're going to do is we're going to put it back down on the turkey cooker and let it become molten again. That way we can do another pour. Alright, so it's been about 5 minutes since we did the pour. Everything's nice and solid. So the way I separate a mold, I just use a hammer, and if you hit it right here in between the feet, it generally pops it right open. Just like that. And once you open it up, you got 4 nice brand new sinkers. So what you'll do is grab the sinker with a pair of pliers, because it's still pretty hot, another pliers, and you want to break off that base. Alright, so after the pour, you're going to have all these little wings that's left from the mold. This little stuff up top I really don't worry about. So what I do is I get a pair of angle cutters, just come up here, snip off the little wing, and then that little spot right there, and then I'll get the edge of a pair of needle nose pliers and just punch it through the hole. It's relatively soft. Alright, so I wound up doing 2 pours, and I've got a whole bunch of 2 to 5 ounce sinkers, so that's enough to fill up the tackle box, everything I need for this upcoming trip. I'm going to use this for mutton rigs, so keep watching. I'm gonna put out a video on how to do the mutton rig. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Find me on Facebook, Saltdown.